Hello and welcome to Wednesday's Granada Reports. We are live across the northwest.
Thanks so much for joining us. Here's what's coming up on tonight's programme.
The family of a woman from Lancaster found dead at home say they've been forced to conduct their own inquiries after police claim there's nothing suspicious. Now they want a change in the law.
We believe the police have attended on that night when Katie was found deceased, and they've basically just written her off.
The inquiry into the Southport stabbings hears from the killer's brother. We'll have the latest.
Also tonight, our latest Pride of Britain nominees. The Best Friends, whose fundraising for Bolton Hospice has raised the bar.
Manchester's pop-up darts venue brings together a host of star names.
Meets Blackpool's Lifeguard dogs ready to rescue when the sea gets rough.
And it may be feeling mild, but the autumnal theme continues over the next few days. I'll have all the details later on in the forecast.
Well, first tonight, the family of a young woman from Lancaster who was found dead in her flat are calling for changes to the law into the investigation of unexplained deaths.
Yeah, Katie Beattie's family believe she was murdered and say they've uncovered evidence that warrants the investigation into her death being reopened.
Katie was found almost fully naked, wearing one sock and bruises on her body. A police investigation determined there was no criminality involved with Katie's death, but her family believes she was sexually assaulted, injected with a substance between her legs and left for dead. Zoe Muldoon has the story.
She was my daughter, so I just miss her so much.
Katie Beattie was a young woman with a family who adored her. But a year on since her death, her family are still searching for answers. The 27-year-old was found dead in her flat, naked except for one sock. Police claim there was no criminality involved, but Katie's family suspects something more sinister.
We believe that she's been injected between her toes with an illegal substance by a male that was in a property with her for 3 days.
A neighbour's doorbell footage shows Katie entering her flat with a man a few days before she was found dead. The family say the man was seen leaving again the day before Katie's body was discovered. The family say it took over 9 hours after first raising the alarm with police before firefighters broke down the flat's door.
I just can't see how a detective can walk into that flat and find a young lady, 27 years old, with a top pulled over her head. I just cannot understand how the police can say that is not suspicious.
Katie had suffered with mental health and alcohol problems over the years and was known to the police. Reasons her family claim why her death wasn't properly investigated.
We believe the police have attended on that night when Katie was found deceased, and they've basically just written her off as just one of them, which is what an officer said to me. It's just one of them. We see it all the time.
It's so hard. I mean, Katie wasn't nothing. I mean, she meant everything.
When Katie's body was in the mortuary, a staff member there confirmed what the family had suspected. There was a puncture mark between her toes. The family pushed for a post-mortem, but this took place 9 days after Katie died. By this point, her body had deteriorated and toxicology results weren't accurate. An inquest into Katie's death couldn't determine how she died.
So although there is illegal substances in Katie's blood, they couldn't say whether that had killed Katie. So going forward, we want that to be standard practice. When someone arrives, then bloods are taken and preserved to prevent this from happening to anyone else.
The family say they've uncovered disturbing evidence in Katie's flat, which they claim shows flaws in the investigation. Their concerns are echoed by their MP.
There's clearly been examples, for example, with the family discovering things 9 days after her death that weren't picked up by the initial investigation. So I do hope that this can be looked at thoroughly so that these mistakes aren't made again in future and that other families don't have to go through what Katie's family are having to go through now.
The family are calling for a change in the law into the way that unexplained deaths are investigated and have launched a petition in Katie's name.
Every single day is a constant battle. Every single corner we turn, there's just a brick wall.
If we can get some sort of justice for Katie, can't just let this go without a fight.
Nothing can bring Katie back, but this family are desperate for answers and they're determined to get them. Zoe Muldoon, ITV News, Lancaster.
Thanks so much to Kelly and David for speaking to us. Well, Lancashire Police told us Katie's loved ones are in their thoughts, but there was insufficient evidence to demonstrate her death was the result of criminal actions. Now that a complaint has been made to its Professional Standards Department, the force said it would be inappropriate to comment any further.
And if you can find out more about the family's campaign on our website, itv.com/Granada.
Well, next tonight, and a public inquiry into the Southport attacks has heard from the killer's brother.
Yes, in a published statement, his first public comment on the attack, the perpetrator's brother said the teenager's expulsion from school played a part in him becoming progressively more isolated from friends and family.
Yeah, the hearing also heard the killer could and should have been stopped before launching his attack.
Our reporter Anna Yosef has attended every day of the inquiry and joins us now. Anna, what else did you learn?
Well, this was a written statement to the inquiry from the killer's older brother. His name is Dion. We know he's a university student, and according to his legal team, he is wholly unlike his brother. They described him as a thoughtful young man of good character. They said that from Dion's perspective, AR, as he's referred to by the inquiry, being expelled from school in 2019 when he was 13 for carrying a knife and attacking a fellow student caused him to become more isolated from his friends and family, more detached from society. The statement said that Dion had had limited interaction with his younger brother from the last couple of years before the attack because of his studies and because he's a wheelchair user. He'd only returned home from university the weekend before the attack. The attack took place on a Monday. However, he was aware that his brother had got into trouble with the police and that social services had become involved. He said that he wanted to assist the inquiry because of the immense pain, anguish and grief his brother had caused so many people. He also asked the inquiry's chair, Sir Adrian Fulford, whether more could have been done by social services and other agencies to help his brother and prevent this atrocity.
And Anna, we know the families of those he killed and injured have criticised the role of safeguarding services, but they're also questioning the part played by AR's own parents as well, aren't they?
That's right. The inquiry's heard how warning signs were missed and that the teenager's history of disturbing and violent behaviour wasn't addressed. Nicholas Bowen Casey, representing all the bereaved families, read a statement today from Elsie Stancome's family. In it, they said, when a parent knows their child is dangerous, allows them to possess weapons, and authorities have already visited the home, how is that not neglect? If a child were malnourished or unwashed, social services would act immediately. But when a child is surrounded by weapons, involved in violent behaviour, and known to be a threat, the system does nothing. That's a failure. No action was taken. Why? He said that the responsibility fell not just on the public bodies to protect public safety, but also on the killer's family, who knew but ignored the risks he posed.
OK, Anna, thanks so much. Well, the family of a 15-year-old boy who was stabbed to death in Manchester say they'll remember him as their happy, funny boy. Mohanad Goob died on Monday evening after he was stabbed on Monton Street in Moss Side. A 15-year-old boy is being questioned on suspicion of murder. Mohanad's family say he was quick to laugh and easy to love, saying they wouldn't allow him to be remembered as a knife crime statistic.
More than 30 MPs are calling for support for the companies and workers hit by the temporary shutdown of Jaguar Land Rover. Production at the car manufacturer's site in Halewood and others across the country has been paused for more than 2 weeks because of a cyber attack. MPs have asked the government to offer a furlough scheme to those affected. Production should start again on Wednesday.
A new song has been released to honour the legacy of the late Liverpool drag queen, the Vivienne. The RuPaul's drag race star, who was open with their struggle with ketamine addiction, died earlier this year at their home in Cheshire. Their family are campaigning for changes to the law around the drug.
it is a harmful drug. It's taken my brother's life, and it continues to have catastrophic effects. I really was passionate about making that change and having the drug reclassified to a Class A.
Well, next tonight, it's time to meet our next nominee, hoping to be the Granada Report's Pride of Britain fundraiser of the year.
Yeah, the winner will get to head down to London for the national awards, and our next nominees are certainly experts when it comes to big nights out.
For the last 11 years, Jill Rees and Donna Jeeves have organised an annual charity pub walk across Chorley, all to raise money for Bolton Hospice.
Yeah, and it's only gotten bigger with each year, raising hundreds of thousands of pounds for the hospice, as Victoria Grange reports.
Ready, everybody? Drink on, we're off to the next pub. Hooray!
10 miles, 10 pubs for 10 years. This is a crawl that's about much more than the watering holes.
It's a family fun day. Everybody's having a laugh. The walk's lovely, isn't it?
The countryside's beautiful around here, yeah.
What got you started doing it?
Just a little brainwave, really. We've been friends for nearly 30 years.
Over 30 years. We lived quite, near to each other. We both like socialising.
Walking, always had dogs, and just used to go out walking all the time. Then we just come up with this idea that, do you know what? All these hospices are struggling.
Yeah, so we just thought, why not do it? Why not try it? So obviously the first year was the hardest, really. Picking out the route and making sure it was 10 miles.
Do you remember when we got stuck in that person's back garden and she brought us home?
She brought us home. Oh, there's been loads of little things like that.
Around 200 people turned up for Jill and Donna's first event in 2014. Last year, they welcomed 1,500, and their families are right behind them every step of the way.
We put refreshments on the canal between two of the pubs.
And what about you, Keith? What's your job? What do you do?
Wrapping these up when they've all been sold.
So Archie, you are Donna's nephew. You've been doing this for a long time. Show us this picture.
Yeah, that's me on the very first year that we did it, and I've done it every single year since. I'm just so proud of him, and it's a good thing for charity as well.
We're always feeling for those that are less privileged than us, that are in the hospice as we speak.
And we also think, if everybody did a little bit of what we're doing, the world would be a better place, wouldn't it? I'm sure it would.
And how do you feel to be nominated for a prize?
Absolutely gobsmacked. I am. Honestly, we can't believe it. I think
priceless.
I think we feel we've won now, don't we? We've been nominated. Not a clue who's nominated us. We've got down to the final four. And we've won now. Even if nothing comes there, we've won now.
Never expected anything in 10, 11, 1 year ago, ever.
Emotional, Dad.
She cries a lot.
I can't put it in words. So proud.
I know.
Why does it mean so much to you?
Just because we have been privileged to go to Bolton Hospice and see what them guys and girls do day after day.
And they do. They work hard, very hard. And they're very good. They're lovely girls. And they do a great job, don't they? You never know whether you're going to need it yourself or someone needs it, who you know.
Well, that's it, isn't it? It's,
There's always somebody worse off than you, and we're just dead proud.
Yeah. Very proud.
Come here, do you want to make you cry?
Jill and Donna have raised more than £200,000. This year, they're hoping to push it to £250,000.
As a hospice, we obviously rely on the community. We only get a small portion from the government funding, so all of those patients are able to have the direct support from our specialist nurses and doctors at the hospice. Without the community, we just physically wouldn't be able to do it.
It's just amazing. Jill and Donna are just phenomenal. They're just such special people. They work so hard, they're committed. It's great for the community. We're all not a million miles away from the charity that we know, don't we? It's just amazing. It's the highlight of my year, to be honest.
What do you think about them being nominated for this Pride of Britain Award?
Brilliant, and they deserve it too. Yeah.
How long are you going to keep doing this for, do you think?
We say every year, don't we?
Well, we've always brought the children with us, so hopefully when we turn into the raffle ticket ladies, the children will carry on forward.
I turn into my dad and collect raffle tickets.
I'll turn into my dad and sell refreshments.
No, as long as we can.
I Absolutely. Cheers to Donna and Jill. And don't forget, tomorrow we'll have the last of our Pride of Britain finalists. But now here's Lucrezia with what's to come on the ITV Evening News at 6:30.
I'll be live from Windsor where the royal family welcomed President Trump for a historic second state visit. The President and the First Lady Melania were greeted by the King and Queen for the royal occasion, but all behind the castle walls. This was the closest the public got to the pomp and pageantry inside. Also on the programme, the Met's prime suspect in Madeleine McCann's disappearance is out of jail in Germany. Plus, inflation remains steady, but the cost of food is surging. We look at why and what it means for interest rates. All that and much more at 6:30.
Well, time for sport now, and Ricky Hatton's son has paid an emotional tribute to his dad. Hi, Chris.
Yes, Ricky's son, Campbell Hatton, has been speaking on social media. He says heartbroken isn't the word. He goes on to say, I can't explain how much I'm going to miss the laughs we had. Well, today a book of condolence has opened in Hyde Town Hall for Ricky Hatton, a former world champion boxer, of course, who was found dead at his home on Sunday morning. He had a history of depression, but his family today said that, to their knowledge, he was in a good place. In a statement, they've said Richard was not alone in life or in the days before the weekend. His bag was packed, ready to go to Dubai to promote a comeback fight, and he was planning a celebration which his beloved girls, Millie and Fern, were to be the centre of. The family say he was excited that his daughters would see him fight for the first time in person. He was a doting grandfather and loved spending time with Campbell and Lydia. The family added that details of a memorial service will be made public soon. Well, Ricky's beloved Manchester City begin their Champions League campaign tomorrow. Well, tonight it's the turn of Liverpool, who have a tough opener against Spanish side Atletico Madrid. Reds fans should get a first sighting of their record signing Alexander Isak, who's in line to make his debut. Liverpool will hope their summer signings can help them do better in Europe this year after going out to eventual winner Paris Saint-Germain in the last 16 last season.
Going into the start of this campaign, I'm confident. I'm confident that we can show Europe that we are a fantastic team, but you have to work for it. I will hope to win everything that I'm going to participate in, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Well, as I mentioned, tomorrow sees Manchester City kick off their campaign, and Pep Guardiola says some pundits have already written off his team's chances. The 2023 champions are at home against Napoli, the new home of their former captain Kevin De Bruyne. Pep was asked today if City were Champions League contenders.
Apparently we are not, and just enjoy the moment, the journey. We are happy to be here. In the past we have been, and just won one, so that is a lot for difficulty, and is just focusing tomorrow, the game we have to play.
Yeah, great to see the Champions League back. And next to darts, and the greatest player of all time, Phil the Power Taylor, says Luke Littler could break his record. The 16-time world champion came face-to-face with Warrington's current world champ in Manchester today, along with some other great names from the sport. Our own David Chisnall was there too.
The darting prodigy and darting royalty united in Manchester today. While Warrington's world champion Luke Littler is the biggest name in darts right now, even he is starstruck in the presence of the greatest ever, Phil the Power Taylor.
Yeah, he's definitely my idol. Obviously, World Championship 16 times, World Match Play 16 times. I've got one of each, so only 15 more to go. Obviously, seeing even Adrian Lewis and Phil Taylor all in the same room, it's like a kid at Christmas.
Luke is just a normal he's like one of my grandsons, to be honest with you. I've got grandsons older than him, but he is a lovely, down-to-earth lad.
Well, Luke has a long way to go to catch up and surpass Phil's record haul of titles. But at the age of just 18, he still has plenty of time on his side.
Yeah, obviously it's possible, I've got the time, but like you said, if you're not enjoying it, then you shouldn't be playing. But the past 18 months, I'm still only 18 months into my professional career, and it's all going well.
You can do, I did it. Depends, I mean, for me, I was very, very dedicated. In a sport, you need somebody on a pedestal, whether it's Floyd Mayweather, whether it's my mate Ricky. You always need somebody up there so young kids will go, I want to be like him, like Ronaldo or David Beckham. So you always need somebody, and Luke's the one up there now at the minute.
The mate Phil was referring to there was Ricky Hatton, and news of his friend's death has come as a big blow.
It knocked me sick. You know what I mean? It was horrible. I know Ricky's been going through his troubles and everything. I was only talking to him 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he was fine. You know, he'd come on the car phone, "Hiya, Champo." I said, "How are you?" Well, we were just laughing. He was down to earth. For me, I never saw any nastiness in him. Only in the ring. One goal.
Well, Phil has been in Ricky's hometown of Manchester to open the world's first immersive darts store. The state-of-the-art Target pop-up shop in Spinningfields is another sign of the sport's growing popularity.
Oh, it's incredible. The industry now is just growing every year. It's fantastic, to be honest. You see it now with the fans. Even when we're walking around the streets, we get recognised. So darts is such a big sport.
Manchester's booming at the moment, you know what I mean? We've got Oasis at the moment touring. Manchester's in a very good place, and I think that's why they picked this place.
Well, this was the Oasis shop, wasn't it, when they were touring here and came to Heaton Park? You were a big fan. Could you ever envisage the day where you have an Oasis song, walking out to that, maybe Wonderwall or something?
You know what, I would love to, but I don't think the fans would appreciate Mr Brightside going.
Well, Nathan's walkout certainly is a fan's favourite, and thanks to the impact of Luke Littler, darts is pulling in more fans than ever before. David Chisnell, ITV News, Manchester.
Yeah, some absolute darting legends there. And I love that attitude. He's got 1 world title. He's only got 15 more to go. Small matter of that.
Tell you what, high praise indeed from Phil Taylor, what he said about Luke.
I mean, what a legend. I still think Phil Taylor could win the world title if he competed now. He just, every time he went up to the hockey, it looked like he was going to win. And that is exactly how everyone feels about Luke Littler now, which is why people are drawing that comparison, I think. Yeah. But we should draw it with you as well. You've played darts in this studio not so long ago.
I was absolute pants, yeah. No, I wasn't very good.
I'm also terrible. I can't wink, so I can't aim.
Maybe save the doubles and trebles for the bar after the show. Maybe that's probably the best.
Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Now, we're about to get in deep water for our next story, aren't we? A group from Blackpool are the proud owners of several Newfoundland dogs.
Yeah, they're famous for their strength and instinctively rescuing people who get into trouble in the water. The hope is that Blackpool working Newfoundlands will assist other emergency services patrolling the seafront in the resort.
Yeah, and they're absolutely gorgeous. Paul Crone, who has his bronze medallion lifesaver medal from the 1800s, I'm told, went to see the dogs in action.
Meet the doggy lifeguards from Lancashire. On land, adorable. But in the water, majestic. And they love nothing better than rescuing those who need help. The Blackpool Working Newfoundlands group strives to train newfies to come to the assistance of those in peril on the sea.
We have dogs of all ages, from puppies where they learn to swim, all the way up to jumping out of boats, doing underwater recoveries, searching underneath boats, rescuing panicked victims, all sorts of things that you could imagine.
Pulling a person to safety is a doddle. And pulling a dinghy with 5 people, well, that's a breeze too. I mean, what's not to love about them? Until it's time for a post-swim shake.
The club is all about a load of people who love Newfoundlands, who love the water and just really enjoy spending time with the dogs, because that's what it's all about. That's why we started the club, because we don't want to do anything without our dogs. So basically now everything revolves around the dogs.
So 3 things you need to know about newfies. The 4th is they bark a lot when they're near the water. They have got double coats. They have got webbed paws. And when they swim, they don't do doggy paddle, they do the breaststroke.
Newfoundlands are dopey, but they're lovable. They love their people, they love humans, especially children. They adore children, but they have a natural instinct to want to protect people that are in the water.
And the group is aiming to have working lifeguard dogs on the seafronts in Blackpool.
We hope to work closely with our colleagues at the RNLI and the Coast Guard and Blackpool Borough Council Beach Patrol, and hopefully beachgoers can come down, get a little bit of water safety advice from the dogs, have a cuddle, get slobbered on, and hopefully keep everybody safe.
If you ever get into trouble in the water, we reckon you'd be more than pleased to see these gentle giants heading towards you. Paul Crone, ITV News.
Oh, they're so gorgeous, aren't they? I'm so disappointed Crony didn't get his wetsuit on so that he could be saved. Or maybe we've been saved.
Next time. OK, time for a look at the weather. Here's Joe.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. It's going to be an unsettled rest of this week weather-wise, with spells of rain, some of it rather heavy at times, and some gusty winds to contend with. For the time being, it's mild, but temperatures return to a seasonal average, probably feeling a bit fresher by this weekend. Low pressure to the north of the UK, but it's tomorrow evening that we'll begin to see the next band of rain moving up from the southwest and really only affecting the north and west of our region as the rain moves through. An unsettled few days after that, though, with at times some gusty winds. It's pretty breezy out there this evening, but dry, and overnight tonight, bits and pieces of mistiness on the tops, but other than that, mild, breezy and dry, staying in double figures even in rural spots as we approach dawn. On to the details for tomorrow. First of all, the sun is up at 6:49, setting tomorrow evening at 7:20. And for the northwest of England and the Isle of Man, tomorrow will start on a dry note, if a little breezy, with plenty of brightness and sunshine around through tomorrow morning, before cloud builds a little bit from the southwest after lunch. Rain will move into the Isle of Man, North Lancashire and Cumbria, some of it heavy by tomorrow evening. But as you can see, the bulk of Lancashire, Greater Manchester, Cheshire and Merseyside stays dry through the afternoon, although there will be an increase in cloud. Very mild the air at the moment, so 20, 21 degrees tomorrow. It's pretty breezy though, especially on higher ground and for our coastal areas, with some hill fog in the Cumbrian Fells tomorrow afternoon. Looking ahead, a bit of a damp grey end to the week. Very unsettled at the weekend and temperatures begin to tail off. Bye-bye.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
And that is all for tonight's Granada Reports.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back with the late update after news at 10. Hope you can join us until then. From all of us here, a very good night and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.